Good morning, students. Students, as we were discussing about supportive tissue in our previous video, and we discussed about bones. In the same series, today I am continuing the same topic, supportive connective tissue, and I am discussing the second one type of supporting tissue, which is called as cartilage. Students, cartilage is a semi-rigid or pliable, flexible connective tissue. Means comparatively to bones, it's little bit pliable or flexible, and it's not completely rigid structure. It's semi-rigid structure, and unlike to bones, its matrix is not deposited with calcium salts. As we were discussing in case of the bones, the matrix contains calcium salts by which it becomes hard. So unlike bones, the matrix is not deposited by or not deposited with the calcium salts, and the cells of this tissue are called as chondrocytes. As in case of the bones, the cells were different. Here in case of the cartilage, the cells are called as these are also quite different, and these are called as chondrocytes. Okay, and if we will observe the shape of the cells, so we will find out that these are bluntly angular cells. Means these are angular but bluntly angular, and the cells occurred in cluster. There in case of the bones, the individual cell was there inside a particular lacuna, but here in case of the cartilage you can find out that in a lacuna or in a particular space in a matrix, more than 2 or 3 cells are there, and we can say that these cells are present in clusters, and the matrix is solid, pliable, and resist compression. So if we will talk about its matrix, the matrix is still solid here, and it is pliable. It has some little bit flexibility, and it also resists compressions. Now the cartilages are of 3 different types. The first one cartilage is called as hyaline cartilage, and hyaline cartilage is present in the tracheal links near about our throat. Okay, it is also present in the larynx. It is present in the septum of the nose, or there is a nasal cavity in our nose, and the cavity is divided by a septum, and this septum is also made up of hyaline cartilage. On the other hand, the second type of cartilage is called as fibrocartilage, and this fibrocartilage is present between the adjacent vertebrae in the vertebral column. Okay, students, I want to tell you that the bones of your vertebral column are called as vertebrae. So this type of cartilage is present in between the vertebrae, means that there are small bones in our vertebral column, and in between these bones this fibrocartilage is present. And the last one cartilage is called as elastic cartilage. Elastic cartilage is present in your epiglottis in your mouth. Next is eustachian tube, and the third one is pinna. Eustachian tube is present in your middle ear, and pinna is external ear or outside the external ear, which collects the sound. Okay, the flap like structure. So elastic cartilage is present in epiglottis, eustachian tube, and pinna of the ear. So we discussed that there are 3 types of cartilage: hyaline cartilage, fibrocartilage, and elastic cartilage. Point to be remember, the cartilage is semi-rigid or pliable due to the semi-rigid or pliable matrix, and the cells are called as chondrocytes, and the cells are multiple cells, means cells are present in cluster of 2, 3 or 4 in a single lacuna, and these are of 3 different types: hyaline, fibro, and elastic. So this is all about cartilage, which also helps in the support of the body, or which helps in providing support to the body. Now the next type of tissue which I want to discuss with you is fluid connective tissue. Students, this is the fourth one type of connective tissue, fluid connective tissue. And why it is called fluid connective tissue? It's very simple, because its matrix is made up of fluid. Okay, because its matrix is completely fluid, that's why it is called as fluid connective tissue, and its matrix is generally called as plasma. इसके मैट्रिक्स को प्लाज्मा बोलते हैं, ठीक है। एंड द ब्लड एंड लिम्फ आर द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ फ्लूइड कनेक्टिव टिश्यू, ठीक है। एंड नाउ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट फ्लूइड, sorry, I am talking about blood. Blood is a kind of fluid connective tissue which is red in color, and its matrix is called as plasma. And in the plasma, three types of blood cells are suspended, and these cells are called erythrocytes or red blood cells, or leukocytes or white blood cells, and thrombocytes as blood platelets. Students, I am not going to discuss these in detail because we have to discuss them in our animal physiology unit in detail, because one complete chapter is related to the blood. So I will discuss it in detail in that particular chapter. So right now I am telling you that it's a kind of fluid connective tissue whose matrix is completely fluid or known as plasma, and three types of cells are suspended on it: erythrocytes RBC, leukocyte WBC, and thrombocyte blood platelets. Okay, and there are a lot of functions are there of blood. Initially I want to tell you that blood is the connective tissue which connects the various body parts, as well as helps in the transportation of nutrients, various hormones, various respiratory gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, and the WBCs are also helping in protection of body or provide immunity to the body. And while the blood platelets help in the coagulation of blood or blood help in the blood clotting, blood also maintains the body temperature, it regulates the body pH, it helps in the regulation of osmotic balance, or simply we have to say that it maintains the osmoregulation of the body. It helps in the elimination of the waste products from liver and kidney. ठीक है, except it blood is very essential for our body system. Now the second kind of connective tissue, fluid connective tissue, is lymph. Okay, lymph flows in the lymphatic vessels, and sometimes it is also present in the spaces between the tissues or cells. It has dual functions. First function of lymph is, because lymph contains special cells which are called lymphocytes, which provide immunity to our body. And the second thing, it helps in the absorption of fat, because fat can't be absorbed directly into the bloodstream. So lymph also helps in the absorption of fats in our alimentary canal. So I am concluding myself by saying that the connective tissue is of four different types. The first one is called as loose connective tissue, the second one is called dense connective tissue, the third one is supportive tissue, and the fourth one is fluid connective tissue. I hope so you understood these connective tissues very well. Still, if you are feeling any difficulty, you can ask me directly or by messages. And once again, I will meet you in the next video. Till then, thank you, bye bye, and have a nice day.